Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So today I was able to add something to my collection that I've been looking to get for quite some time now. And I always try to do these reveals and I always question why I do it because it's in the title and you can see it in the thumbnail. But anyway, I was able to pick up the Dungeon Master screen for the Rage of Demons storyline that took place a couple of years ago, which the adventure itself was known as Out of the Abyss, but Rage of Demons was the overall story arc that they had, because back then it tied in to the novels. Speaking of which, before I actually get to opening the screen, I have seen a news release from, I think it was the Nerdist website, saying that R.A. Salvatore is going to be doing a whole new Legend of Drizzt trilogy, so that there's actually going to be a continuation of the book series. I don't see anything about it on the Wizards of the Coast website as of yet, so I'm hoping that it's something that they are still fully supporting, and it's going to be, have the Dungeons and Dragons name and everything attached to it. But I'm excited for that because it means that if they are the ones publishing it, then it gives hope for, new novels for the D&D, lines, and I really want to see, them continue to make novels, because I absolutely love them, and I think a lot of people have really fond memories of a lot of D&D novels that they read over the years. Anyway, that said, let's get right to the Dungeon Master screen. So, I also have the Curse of Strahd, Tomb of Annihilation, and the Prince of the Apocalypse screen. So with this one, the only two that I'm missing now is the Tyranny of Dragons and the Storm King's Thunder one. And I really want the Storm King's Thunder one because that's an adventure that I really want to run. I have started to run this for a Patreon group, but unfortunately the last few months have been really, really difficult, so I apologize off the top for anyone who was involved in that may be watching. I would like to pick it back up at some point in the near future, but there's just a lot of stuff going on right now. But anyway, let's look at the screen. So I picked this up from a store called Strange Adventures in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and they were selling it for $21.99, which is a little bit more expensive than they typically are in other places, but only by about $1 or $2 at the very most. And I haven't seen this screen since they released the book anywhere, so at least here in Nova Scotia. So just on the back here, it just says this screen is the perfect companion for those dungeon masters running the Out of the Abyss adventure, or any trek into the Underdark. The front includes ominous images of several demon lords, while the back provides quick reference to maps, random encounters, and everything you need for an extended stay in the Underdark. And this came out back in 2015. And it's been put out by Gale Force 9. You can tell I'm still a little under the weather, and the cognitive abilities aren't where they should be. 2005. Alright. So, let's just get this opened up here. Should just be able to just get it started. Alright. Alright, so far, my thoughts and feelings on these screens are overall positive, but the Tomb of Annihilation one was a little bit of a letdown, in my opinion, overall. But let's just have a look here. So that's just the piece of paper, and yes, I do try to hold on to these. Just as a collector thing, I don't, the plastic I throw, but I like to try to keep those inserts. So let's just look at the front first. Part that the players are going to be seeing, and just going to pick the camera up and just sort of pan over it here. Okay, so we got Orcus there over a Mind Flayer's Elder Brain, and there's some Elithids there. That's pretty cool piece of art. And I always forget how to pronounce this, so I'm not going to, but that's the Demon Queen of Fungus. She actually played a pretty big role in the original Temple of Elemental Evil for like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. She was sort of the main antagonist as part of that story, if I recall correctly. I think it was before the Elder Elemental Eye sort of thing. And here we have Demogorgon, which of course this is from the cover of the Out of the Abyss book. And here we have what looks like, I want to say that's Brunor, Battlehammer from the Drizzt novels, because he's got like the horn cleaved off his helmet. It'd be nice if he sort of had a shield with the foaming beer mug on it, so you could know for sure. And he's got some sort of shadowy shapes there. So just set this back down. Flip this over, and we'll just have a look and see what is on the other side. Alright, so right off the bat, I love the fact that there is the map of the Underdark in there. My only complaint when it comes to, and I can sort of understand why they do it, because there's just so many caverns and tunnels and things to follow that it would be sort of impossible to map it all out. But I kind of wish that they at least made it look like it was sort of like the Underdark and not just, you know, here's the surface of Faerun, and then they're just going to put like circles and shaded colors to indicate what part is which part of the Underdark sort of thing. But anyway, this still is really cool that they have the map, and I definitely appreciate that. So over here, the first panel is dedicated to Madness, and just has sort of like the Madness charts. So this is actually pretty cool because it's one of those things that I don't use very often in the DMG. So when I do have to use it, I end up having to try to find where it is. And so it has like the Madness levels, how long they last, information on curing Madness, and then short-term, long-term Madness, and indefinite. So I'm not going to read everything off here, but I will try to pan over and see if the camera picks it all up. And if you want, you can kind of just pause it and read. So that was the long-term. Here's the short-term Madness and the Curing Madness ability. And then we got the indefinite Madness there. We have our map, and then one of the things that I really like here is the travel times. So the different locations that you can go to. So this is a chart that is in the book, as well as the travel pace information. Then you have stuff like encounter setup, illumination, timekeeping, noticing threats, like surprise rounds, information, navigating, mapping, foraging, and then the phraseness. I think that's how it's pronounced. Whoop. So it actually gives all the information for that, which is, again, really useful because, especially for running this campaign. And then you've just got some encounters and events. So you've got some random encounters, terrain encounters, creature encounters. So like just traveling through, you could have something like a lava swell that just sort of appears and causes an issue, or a gas leak. You know, all these things are really interesting, and they can make combats a little bit more dynamic. And then you've got the creature encounters, and then you just have the random events. It also includes the page number for that. Actually, it has a page number on all the encounters for where you would find it in the Out of the Abyss book for more information. So that is the Rage of Demons Dungeon Master screen. So overall, if you're running this campaign, this is probably one of the better screens that they've put out, in my opinion. Having the maps, the travel times, you know, the madness information, which doesn't get used a lot in D&D necessarily, but plays a major role in the Out of the Abyss campaign. So for them to have that is a big thing as well, so I really kind of appreciate that. And each of the Demon Lords has their own sort of madness effects as well, but it's good to have just the generic stuff there. The encounter charts are great with the page references, so this is actually a really great screen. I'm really happy that I picked this up. I had the chance to pick it up the other day, and I kind of passed it by. At that point, I was more interested in picking up a couple more print-on-demand items for the basic D&D to go with my rule cyclopedia once I receive it, which I haven't received it yet. It is on its way, but I haven't gotten it yet, so I did order a couple things there. But then I had some money left over, so I figured I may as well pick up the this Dungeon Master screen, because it is one that I want, and I do want to get all the screens, so I've only got 2 left at this point that I need to get. So again, if you're running this campaign, or if you want to spend a lot of time in the Underdark, this is a good one to have, so I do recommend it for those. If you're not going to run the Rage of Demons storyline, or spend a lot of time in the Underdark, then this is probably a pretty easy pass, unless you just want it as sort of to add to your collection. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the screen, and if you've used it in your games, let me know how useful it's been for you. And again, thank you guys very much for watching. Sorry that my voice is starting to cut out here. Just we got a apartment full of people with strep throat, so I think it's starting to work its way finally to me, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you guys again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.